Welcome back to Scout Report, where we are looking at what Chelsea can expect from Werner and Ziyech. The summer transfer window isn't even open yet, but Chelsea have sent shivers down the spines of their Premier League rivals by announcing deals for two of football's most sought-after talents, Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner. Ziyech is joining from Ajax for a modest €40 million, while Werner is ready to sign after Chelsea agreed to pay RB Leipzig his €60 million release clause. It had appeared the third top scorer in Europe's top 5 leagues was destined for Liverpool, but the Blues have put their money where their mouth is to push through a deal. For €100 million, Chelsea will have added two players who contributed 31 goals and 20 league assists between them in 1920 so far. If Frank Lampard wanted to add more flair to his attack, he couldn't have started the transfer window better. But what else can Chelsea fans expect from their new arrivals? This week on Scout Report, we will look at the qualities that make Ziyech and Werner so destructive and how they will fit into Lampard's system. Before we go any further, just a quick reminder to subscribe to Eurofootball Daily and hit that notification bell to never miss one of our brilliant Scout reports. Hakim Ziyech. The man who Dutch media have dubbed the Wizard of Amsterdam arrives in West London with a reputation as an assist machine. The Moroccan attacking midfielder has led the Eredivisie assist charts in 4 of the last 5 seasons, and only lost out to his own teammate Dusan Tadic this campaign once the division was abandoned. That said, he still managed 12 assists in 21 appearances, and was on course to beat his best yearly return of 16 he managed in 14-15, and bringing his seasonal average in the Eredivisie to 12.4. While 87 assists in 7 seasons is impressive in itself, there is every possibility that figure could have been higher. Since joining Ajax from Twente back in 2017 for €11 million, Ziyech has registered 421 chance creations, 134 more than anyone else in Europe. Ajax may be a dominant force in the Eredivisie, but the consistency of his creativity is still remarkable. He tends to operate either as a number 10 or on the right side of an attack, splitting his responsibilities between the two roles this season. The Moroccan international is capable of executing both positions with ease thanks to his varied qualities. A set-piece specialist, Ziyech's ability to cut in on his left foot and swing the ball into the box is matched by his skill at delivering a key pass, or creating an opportunity from an unlikely place in the centre of the pitch. In 1920, he recorded a massive 4.3 key passes per 90, by some distance the most in the Eredivisie. What's more impressive is that he holds a pass completion rate of 77.4%, despite his high-risk game being concentrated in the final third of the pitch. Within the Chelsea squad, Pedro and Willian have led the way for key passes this season, managing 2.4 and 2.3 per 90 respectively. But both are approaching 32 and face uncertain futures at Chelsea, meaning fresh creative impetus was vital. He may not be the quickest, but Ziyech's close control makes him an excellent mover with the ball. He ranks in the top 10 in the Netherlands for completed dribbles, and this season managed 3.1 per 90. This should translate well to Stamford Bridge, which is currently the 7th smallest pitch in the Premier League and suits tighter, more technical football. But what Chelsea fans can also expect is shots from range, and a lot of them. Of the 4.2 shots per game he currently takes, over half come from outside the box, while only 1.5 tends to be on target. This may become a cause for frustration, with the Moroccan only finding the net twice from range this season. Another reservation that exists with Ziyech is whether he has the necessary physicality to make it in England's top division. These worries, however, appear unfounded. His work rate at the Johan Cruyff Arena has actually never been better, with the attacking midfielder regularly throwing himself into defensive duties. This season alone, he made 2.1 successful tackles per game, the same as Chelsea's N'Golo Kante, and vastly superior to what players like Mason Mount achieved. There is an argument that success in the Eredivisie doesn't guarantee success in England, but Ziyech's statistics in the Champions League suggest Chelsea fans have little to worry about. In Europe's elite competition this season, his completed tackles per game numbers actually rose to 2.5, and the number he attempted more than doubled to 6.1. He has also scored 5 goals and assisted 7 over the last 2 seasons, while during Ajax's stunning run to the semi-finals, only Ronaldo and Messi took more than his 5.1 shots per game. It goes to show that against the toughest of opposition, Ziyech is able to rise in all aspects of his game, so he shouldn't be fazed by the competitive nature of the Premier League. Chelsea witnessed firsthand just how deadly Ziyech could be when they met Ajax at Stamford Bridge back in November 2019. His 2 assists and a goal included an inch-perfect cross for Quincy Promes and a masterful free kick that left Kepa flapping. The game may have finished in a crazy 4-4 draw, but there was no doubt who stole the show. At 27 years old, Ziyech is entering the prime of his career, and Chelsea fans should be grateful they'll be able to witness it firsthand. Timo Werner. Next, we turn to RB Leipzig sensation Timo Werner. who, under the guidance of Julian Nagelsmann, has managed to transform from a gifted, quick, powerful forward to an all-round goal-scoring machine. The German showed what all his hype was about in 16-17 when he netted 21 times for the Red Bulls in their first Bundesliga season. But in the following two campaigns he struggled to reach those heights again, scoring a respectable 13 and 16 times in the league. However, 19-20 has proved to be the best in his career, currently on 31 goals in all competitions. The key to Werner's newfound success has been learning to position himself effectively on the pitch in order to utilise his unbelievable speed. He has been clocked running at 34.9 km/h, which makes him one of the 10 fastest footballers in the world. But in previous years he struggled to maximise the potential this provided him by continuously playing on the shoulder of the last defender. He would only manage 0.9 dribbles per game over the last 2 years, while in 18-19 he was caught offside 37 times, the most in the Bundesliga. Nagelsmann recognised this issue and encouraged the 24-year-old to drift towards the flanks and receive the ball closer to the halfway line. And the results have been devastating. In 19-20, Werner's successful dribbles per game numbers doubled to 1.8, while he has never been more involved in play, hitting a career-high 66.9 passes and touches per match. For most footballers, playing wider and deeper would mean weaken their attacking threat, but not for Werner. He is now able to arrive in better positions on the pitch and isolate defenders with his speed, while creating space for other attacking players to operate in. The German international is taking a career-high 4 shots per 90. 22 of Werner's league goals have come from inside the box, with his preferred method of scoring rounding the keeper once he has broken the defensive line. In fact, no player has taken more touches in the opposition box than Werner, while he ranks second for shots attempted and third for dribbles completed in the Bundesliga. Chelsea have purchased an elite forward at the top of his game, so their fans have every reason to be excited. Chelsea's new look attack. The big question for the Blues will be how they play all their new signings. Frank Lampard tends to switch between a 4-3-3 and a 4-2-3-1, leaving room for only one central striker in his team. This season that man has been Tammy Abraham, and the first question raised by Timo Werner's arrival is whether Lampard sacrifices his young English forward to the bench, or if his new signing slots in on the left side of attack. Abraham has enjoyed a triumphant return to the Blues squad under the new coach. Given a starting role, the 22-year-old has netted 13 times. His problem is that Werner can also be used as a central striker, and compared to the German, he has a lot of work to do. Werner boasts a superior XG per 90 of 0.8 to Abraham's 0.6, and manages 0.5 more shots on target per game. And though the Englishman is a vastly superior target man, winning 3.2 aerial duels per match to Werner's non-existent 0.2, that doesn't translate into being a better link-up player. The German has 8 assists this season to Abraham's 3, and his strong position understanding means that he manages almost double Abraham's key passes and completes 10.5 more accurate passes in the opposition half than him too. If Lampard desires a more ground-based attack, then starting with Werner at number 9 is an obvious decision. However, at RB Leipzig he is often paired with a central forward in either Patrick Schick or Yusuf Poulsen. Abraham's best hope is that he can replicate the partnerships Werner enjoyed in Germany, or profit from his new teammates' tendency to push left by continuing to play down the middle. It helps that in the air he has been superior to the former Stuttgart forward, scoring 3 times with his head, while Werner is yet to score once from 8 attempts. And Abraham's 6'3" frame could become particularly useful with Ziyech on the scene. The Moroccan is an excellent distance passer, completing a ridiculous 4.6 long balls and 5 accurate crosses and corners per 90. In the Eredivisie, no regular starter comes close to matching those numbers, while Chelsea's best 2 crossers, Willian and Reece James, both pale in comparison. The most sensible way for Lampard to utilise Abraham and the Moroccan skill set would be to play Ziyech on the right side of a front 3, so he can target the Englishman in the box. However, he can also play in his preferred number 10 role behind the forward, and this is where things start to get a little complicated. Chelsea have the enviable problem of now having many options available, with Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount and Hudson-Odoi all waiting in the wings. Not to mention Loftus-Cheek and Ross Barkley are both capable of pushing forward. Pulisic has been impressive in his debut Premier League campaign, managing 7 goal involvements from only 1,076 minutes of action, while Mount has also contributed 10. Both prefer to play on the left side of an attack, meaning their inclusion should push Werner into the centre at the expense of Abraham. With so many small and intricate operators in his side, Lampard could be planning a fluid attack, with the players interchanging positions. That again could spell problems for Abraham, as Werner would be better suited to playing centrally in this style. Neither Ziyech or Werner have been signed to merely fill squad positions, and Abramovich will expect his €100 million purchases to play. It remains to be seen how Lampard will deploy his new attack, and the rumoured chase of Bayer Leverkusen star Kai Havertz could only complicate things further. But what Chelsea fans can be sure of is that they have signed 2 world-class operators who should take their threat to new levels. This season, Werner has enjoyed an excellent connection with Christopher Nkunku, with the Frenchman assisting 5 of his goals. That relationship may soon be over, but in Ziyech he could have found a far superior dancing partner. If the action on the pitch plays out like the statistics suggest, Premier League defences have a lot to be concerned about. So guys, that was how Chelsea could line up next season after the signing of Ziyech and hopefully the conclusion of their capture of Timo Werner. What did you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave a suggestion on what you want to see us cover on future Scout Reports 2 down there. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!